Hello, everybody. This is Glory, and welcome to Alpha Home. And a very happy Mahashivratri to the seekers in the journey of Shiva and Shakti. So, today in the series of Kali, we will be discussing about Shiva and Shakti being the OG power couple. If you know, Shiva and Shakti are the two essence of power. And why are they so revered? They are put in the stature of the most idealized marriage that one can marriage of two individuals, two counterpart within and outside. And how does that looks like? So as you know, Shiva's essence cannot be perceived by humans without Shakti's energy. So Shiva as the container, as the void that keeps yearning for Shakti and becomes becomes the gravitas of the void, which is nothing but the energy of Shakti that he manages to pull and build upon, is Shakti, right? So in this dynamic, it only let us know that Shakti always leads. Without Shakti's presence, Shiva's existence cannot be perceived. And similarly, it is in the nature of Shakti to destroy anything that cannot contain her, which means anything that is not her Shiva. She will scatter you into the abyss of the universe. So, the masculine embodiment of Shiva energy is the absolute absorber of Shakti and can be directly perceived by human. So it will be. So what does it say? It speaks of somebody who is an embodiment, or who has embodied Shiva to some extent. Once you are in the process of becoming Shiva in Tantra is all about becoming the God energy that Shiva and Shakti are. So in the process, in this path, how would somebody who has embodied this masculine embodiment of Shiva look like? This would be someone with enormous Shakti within him, because as I discussed, Shiva is the one who keeps on absorbing Shakti. He yearns for her, every bit of her. He is in so much love with her that he keeps it, becoming a container to absorb her and to give form to every aspect of Shakti. So this will be a person who will invariably be a very, person in the public eye, doing great things of great purpose, contributing to the society in a way. But this will be a person who will be definitely be perceived, because he has become the container for Shakti, which is now getting a meaning through this container. The energy of Shakti, that is the dark matter, dark energy which is all around, cannot be perceived. It can only be perceived when Shiva becomes a container to hold her. So, a man who embodies Shiva energy or essence will definitely be someone who will be unconventional for sure, because Shakti chooses and makes a person extremely out of box, extremely unconventional, and someone who walks on the edge of your imagination. The moment your imagination ends, this person will begin to shine through, and you will be wondering, oh my god, where did this person come with this idea? or this purpose of contributing in the society in such a manner, such a creative manner. So that will be how a masculine with embodied energy or essence of Shiva look like, but this will be a person who will be very much in the public eye. This could be someone doing great things, not just in the public eye, for the sake of public eye. They will be contributing to the society in a great manner. Now, coming to the feminine aspect, the Shakti, a woman embodying the feminine counterpart, or who is an embodiment of Shakti. Every woman is, but the woman who is working on herself to become Shakti, become her essence completely, an absolute essence, who, by that I mean, who is in the sadhana of Shakti, will look like an absolutely spiritual individual. She will be very spiritually driven, a woman of great wisdom, but a wisdom which is not logical in nature. She will be unattached to the materialism or the consumerism, the world of consumerism. She will be someone who is more in her imagination and often resorting to absolute solitude and becoming the portal for Shakti to channel through her. Now, coming together of Shiva and Shakti isn't what society has made it all about. They don't come together at your will easily. They will not come at your will. They come together when Shiva and Shakti meet. Why is now coming to our title of the video, why are they called as the ultimate power couple? Because Shiva and Shakti, once they come together or they meet, often open the first doorway. They awaken memory, they awaken intensity and deep recognition within these two individuals. So not everyone gets to traverse the path of Shiva and Shakti. Only the chosen ones who recognize the absolute truth. Souls with a mission to shift consciousness. Souls with a mission to shift consciousness. And this relation destroys, and this equation of Shiva and Shakti is definitely bound to make these two individuals go through an absolute procedural collapse. Every illusion that existed in their life in the form of love, career, hooking on to an individual because of anything but love, is going to drift away. These illusions are going to most probably going to get destroyed, and you will be forced to let go of these illusions in your life. And now this can be a very overwhelming process at once for anybody. So, which is why the soul is, prepared through lifetimes. And when the moment comes, nothing can stop the recognition that this is my Shiva and this is my Shakti for each other. And once it happens, you will never be able to see the reality the same way again. And so, it is often said the people who are in the path of Shiva and Shakti are mostly old souls, wise souls. This probably could be their last birth, So it is Shiva and Shakti is not a fantasy, a fantasy or a movie that you want to live. It is an absolute remembrance. They become the cosmic architect living in the world of temporary structures, which they are bound to collapse. These temporary structures will collapse in these individuals' life. So, power couple doesn't just mean the glitz and glamour. It means deep internal work. It means mind functioning like a high-speed, processor, unraveling the mysteries of the matrix. and deep work through breaking down of the bloodline, and that is when your spirit recognizes the patterns of the divine code of the god. By that, what do I mean by this very complex statement? I mean, you will recognize what Shiva is and what Shakti is through these aspects. Now, and embodied, so which is why the power couple Shiva and Shakti is not everybody's cup of tea. It demands your absolute self to engage in each other, to be consumed by each other, to be connected in order to get destroyed in the love for each other. Tell me, who do you know to be in such deep states of intimacy with each other? It's a very, very precious connection. It has to be protected. An embodied Shiva is going to look like a worldly intelligence, smart, sharp, calculative person who has never come across something like Shakti. Who has never come across in his life. Once they meet, or once they realize they obviously, someone who has embodied Shiva has contained enough energy of Shakti to reach that state of now physically coming to meet such an individual. So Shakti, now Shiva, when he meets with Shakti, has never met in his logical sensibilities, has never come across an intelligence that Shakti is. Now, what is the intelligence of Shakti? How would the intelligence or the embodiment of Shakti's mind look like? So Shakti's mind is the intelligence of intuition, is the feeling and the gut instincts mostly, which has no reasons, right? It is the knowing of the dark. So that is what Shakti is. So a fully realized Shiva energy does not mocks the intuition of the feminine in his life or the Shakti in his life. He asks more questions. She becomes his oracle, not his arm candy. If Shakti says, I feel something is off, and I do not have any logical rationale for this feeling. Now, what does a man with embodied Shiva's consciousness behave like around such feelings of Shakti? He does not mock her up. Like any logical man, he will not mock her up. He tries to give shape. Shiva absorbs Shakti, contains her, so that people can perceive what she is, right? Getting? So now he tries to give shape or form to her intelligence, to this intelligence that is Shakti, and Shiva is made up of Shakti. So the form that Shiva is, he is contained Shakti. So in the real world, he will definitely not mock this woman up, and he will ask her questions like, tell me more about what you are feeling. I want to understand you. I want to know what you are saying so that I can give it a more three-dimensional meaning to it, to the worldly people, right? So power couple is where one channels Shakti channels, and the other gives it a form in the world by absorbing it. That is why Shiva and Shakti are the ultimate power couple. So both are intelligences, but of different realms, and both yearning for each other. They cannot exist solitary. These intelligences has to always need to feed each other for a purpose which is greater than you and me. to birth new things in the world. Now, the energy mass that Shiva is cannot move until Shakti comes into his life. This is what I meant. This is as much an internal process as an external process. So the union happens within, and then can you recognize it outside? The union of Shiva and Shakti also happens within an individual. The Ardhanarishwara point in an individual's life also comes, and post that you can, if you are lucky enough, you might find somebody who is completely an counterpart, you being the feminine counterpart, them being the masculine counterpart. Now, Shiva and Shakti connection often, is certainly not everybody's cup of tea. That's why they are the power couple. They are the couple that yearns for each other every second of the universe. Every second of the universe. They yearn for each other's existence. They yearn for each other's intelligence. They yearn for each other's love. And with this love, do they create, great thing with a great purpose in the world. Thank you.